Is it happening? Are we live? What's going on? I think we might be live. Are we live? Oh my goodness, it's working. Okay. YouTube and OBS both did weird things sort of at the same time. And I had to figure out what the heck was happening. So it was like extra confusing. Hi. Hello. Welcome to my humble abode. I was just in over on Twitch. Colette, my simple little pleasures, is playing Hollow Knight because she's so excited about Silksong coming out. And what are you doing here? And so I was hoping to be able to catch a little bit of her playing, but she was chatting, and then it took a while to actually get this setup started because I guess she's like running a bunch of mods and stuff, and so I didn't actually end up getting to watch any of the gameplay, but hopefully she's still playing when we're done here, and I can go scoot back over to Twitch and watch a little bit of the silly gameplay. So welcome everybody. Welcome Gidge, and Sonyo, and who else we got? We got Sylvia, hello, and I see Kat and Sassy, and hello Bunket. We also have Jammy Dodgers on the cat cam, being adorable. And actually we're blessed with a double cat day again. So hang on. We have, oh, there it is. We have Budgie Smuggler as well. But we'll maybe leave it on Jammy for a bit and then switch over at some point to Budgie if my camera will cooperate. It really doesn't the cable is just a little bit too short, and so it kind of pulls things a little bit weird. Hello, Snow Siren, welcome. Yeah, we have to have the cat cam because there are actually 3 cats in this house, but only 2 of them usually show up to streams. But you can't actually have cats and stream regularly and not have a cat cam. I think there's actually a law about that. So, and welcome Torty Whisperer. Of course you love cats, Bonkat. It's because you're a decent human being and a correct person. 3 is a good start. Yeah, I'm working on convincing my husband that we need to get a kitten for the youngest cat, because Jammy and Budgie here are my 2 old ladies, and I was thinking, for some reason I had it in my head that they were like turning 14 this October, but they were born in October of 2009, so they're going to be turning 16, in fact, which is wild. And so we recently, well, like a year ago or whatever, a cat decided to adopt us, a local stray. So that was our 3rd one, but she's quite a bit younger than these 2 and very energetic and would really, really like to play. But Budgie is terrified of her, and Jammy is cranky and arthritic. And so she has nobody to play with. So I kind of really want to get her a kitten. But you know, it's one of those, like, it has to be the right cat, and obviously, you know, has to get along well with the others, or at least with Cinna. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. We were admiring this lovely polydactyly cat called Tosif. But I think Tosif may have been adopted. Zane is a 2015 baby, approaching 10. My goodness. Yup. Okay, so off of cats and on to polish. We're here for Arcana's incredibly well-timed Hollow Knight collection, which they've got to be over the moon about the timing of this, right? Like they've obviously been working on it for a while. You know, it's been in development for a bit, and then to have Silksong suddenly be announced just as this collection is about to come out is just the wildest, most perfect timing. So they literally could not have planned it better. You'd almost think they had insider information, but to my knowledge, they did not. So and so if you don't know somehow, if you either don't care about video games or have been living under a rock, it's been announced that there's going to be finally a Hollow Knight sequel, and so that's supposed to be coming out, I think, September 4th. So yeah, having this timed to come out tomorrow is incredible. Just wildly good luck. Anyway, so this collection is based obviously on the original game. Most of it is like all but one are really inspired by the environments in the game. One of them is more like, so the Grim Troop. I haven't come across this yet because I haven't been playing the game very long. I just picked it up. Finally, I know I'm very, very late on this. But Grim Troop, as I understand it, is more of like an event that happens. So, yeah, I think less an environment or less a persistent environment than the rest of them. But yeah, as I've been playing the game, I've been like just really enjoying how well the vibes of this collection fit it. Yeah, it certainly seems like, from what I was reading about it, I was like, okay, so, you know, what's this Grim Troop thing all about? And I guess like you have to do some things, and then it causes it causes Grim and his troop to show up and I guess do scary things, and everything looks terrifying. I'm nowhere near that part of the game. I'm like still very, very lost trying to figure out. I'm bad at platformers to begin with. Like, I really suck at platform gaming. I suck at it so much that I've basically avoided it completely for like 25 years or more, maybe 30 years. I've been pretty strictly a first-person shooter and cozy puzzles kind of gamer for the better part of my adulthood. So this is really like I'm in jumping side-scrolling hell at this point. But it's so cute that I feel like I really want to keep playing it. I'm really enjoying it. I love the environments. Yeah, so it's really super cute. And of course, you know, the fact that everything is like sort of buggy, like none of it's quite bugs, but all of it's very buggy. And that to me is, of course, very appealing. So yeah, I mean, I generally, I know that like with some practice, I will get better at any platform sort of game that I do. But yeah, it's just, this is not a style of game that I tend to do well with. So that's okay though. Because I'm having fun. So that's the important thing. And the art is beautiful. I really love it. Relatively modest size for this collection. By Arcana's standards, they do love to do a big collection. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the nails up view here. So we can take a look at them. And I'm going to swatch on the wheel because I do like to have a wheel swatch. I will also, I can either swatch them all on my nails, or we can choose a few and do nail art over them. If I swatch them all on my nails, that does not necessarily preclude doing nail art as well. So, but I'm going to let y'all choose whether I just do like, one nail each color and then I guess, have something doubled on the thumbs or whatever, or whether we just like, choose a couple to use as the backgrounds. So we will go ahead and start out with swatching on the wheel, and y'all can tell me what you want to do about swatching on my nails. Gonna lurk and do skincare. Messed up sleep is rough, man. You're, of course, always welcome to lurk. No one is required to talk if they don't want to. But if I throw up a poll, feel free to go ahead and vote on that. So the first one up is, this might actually be my favorite. It's really hard for me because this entire collection is so me coded. Like, it's really like, they almost couldn't have made a collection more to my taste. So it's hard for me to choose favorites, but I think this one might, if you pressed me, this might be my favorite. And the reason for that, well, there's multiple reasons for it. One, obviously, teal. I love teal. I'm a sucker for teal, always. Two, the contrast color. I always love a pop of a contrasting color. So teal with orange is like the most perfect combo as far as I'm concerned. But beyond just the colors, this type of like larger flake done in a somewhat sparse sort of, in a somewhat sparse way really does it for me, because I like to build up 3 coats. I'm a 3-coater for almost everything that I do. Even if I have opacity or near opacity at 2, I tend to often do a 3rd coat anyway. Not always, but very frequently. And so I like to be able to like build up and see that the pops of contrast without it being sort of overwhelming. And like, which is not to say that I don't also love like a flaky bomb. I love a flaky bomb, but there's something about the more sparse, larger flakes that really does it for me. So Fungal Wasteland. The next one up is City of Tears, and this is the first of 2 magnetics. Now I'm going to tell you these magnetics are a little softer pull, okay? So what I mean by that is you're not really going to get a super, super, super sharp line. It doesn't mean that they're not reactive. They are very reactive. They magnetize beautifully. But both of the magnetics in this are the type of pigment that tends to give you a fuzzier line to begin with if you're using them in the cat eye style. And part of that has to do with the pigment size of the magnetic particle itself, I think. But a lot of it also has to do with the rest of the base that it's in. And so from what I have seen, the super sharp line in a magnetic, typically you get that from a very, 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 very finely milled pigment, magnetic pigment, in a base that has basically nothing in it. Like no flakes, no glitters, no hollow. You know, that's going to be your cleanest, sharpest cat eye. It's going to be that very, very simple, very, very finely milled sort of formula. So the more stuff you pile into a magnetic, the softer that line tends to get. I don't consider this to be a negative. I personally really still like a softer pull magnetic, but I think it's important for people to sort of understand what they're getting. because some people, despite seeing swatch photos where, you know, everybody's kind of had a softer line, they're for some reason expecting a super sharp line with every magnetic. And I think it's important to have realistic expectations for the formula. Some grub art. I was seeing people talking about something being a good idea, and I couldn't actually see what it was that was supposed to be a good idea. Grub art would be super cute, yes. I definitely want to do some grub art. I was kind of thinking, actually, it would be maybe fun to do the little dude himself, and then maybe some little grubby things on some other nails, or like in the background or something. It is a very autumnal vibe. You're right, Sassy. Realistic expectations. I don't know her. Okay, this next one is Crystal Peaks. And so this one is a more straightforward sort of shimmer. It's got this like mauvey kind of base. With a, I think, blue to purple shimmer. But I actually found in some light, like at extreme angles, it went quite pinkish for me. But you do have to have the light at you know, sort of more at the side. And it went quite pinkish for me at those angles. The rest of the time, it definitely has more of like a muted purpley sort of thing going on with it that pulls fairly blue when that shimmer comes out after you've built it up a bit. For me, all of these were 3 coaters except for the magnetics. On my nails, the magnetics actually, I was happy with the opacity in two coats for these. Obviously, you know, that might vary for you depending on, you know, what your preferences are. This one's Royal Waterways, and this is another one that for me is like one of my favorites in this collection. So it's kind of like I don't know if it's like a super light sort of brownish almost base, or if it's more of a gray. It's real soft base though, and it does not quite get all the way opaque, this one. At least not for me. I found I was, even with 3 coats, I was seeing some visible nail line. I don't hate that with this style of polish. I think it has a really sort of nice diaphanous kind of look to it, which I'm very into some of the time, especially with these softer, lighter colors. Fog Canyon. I liked more than any of you who know me well will expect me to have liked, because it does have a purple base. But hear me out. Even though it has a purple base, the shimmer really does it for me on this one. It's got that really nice, like, sort of greenish blue shimmer that's, you know, shifty and pretty and sort of pulls the whole thing. And so as you layer it up and you get that 3rd coat on there, and it's like the shimmer payoff is fantastic. So I'm a big fan of that. So that's Fog Canyon. And then the next one after that is the second magnetic. This is Queen's Gardens. And this one is interesting because obviously I love it. It's green, blue, magnetic. So duh, it's for me. Again, a little softer pull on this, and it does have the flakes in it. But like every time my lighting was more sort of direct, it was very much just like, this is a green magnetic. And then as soon as I had some indirect lighting, it was hard to tell the difference in certain lighting between it and City of Tears. It goes so blue that I was like, wait, which one is this? Looking at my photos and then going, okay, no, that does have a green base to it. So yeah, super, super big fan of this one because of that that really nice. I mean, first of all, obviously, I love a green base. I love a magnetic, but then with that blue shift, I love it. Gorgeous. Najwa, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Next one up is Infected Crossroads, and oh, I love this one. This one is absolutely autumn dusk in a bottle. So, totally obsessed. This one, it's got this, like, they call it a denim blue. I think, yeah, I'll agree with that. It's a denim blue. It's like kind of a little bit desaturated, darker blue base to it, and then this like coppery, orangey sort of shifting shimmer that it's interesting because over the blue base at extreme angles, I found because it shifts into more of a gold tone over the blue base, it ended up giving very green, sort of like antique-y patina green kind of vibes, which I was absolutely obsessed with. Really love this one. And then the last one is Grim Troop, which in my direct light photos looks very red, just like it looks like a straightforward red, I think. But then if you look at my outdoor photos, both the sun and the shade ones really brought out the cool undertones in this. So it has sort of a plummy undertone, but the shimmer is like red to like leaning toward orange. So on me, first of all, on my skin tone and also in my lighting, the shimmer is a little more forward, and also reds tend to look a little more orangey on me because I'm so blue undertoned. So I think if you're picky about your red undertones, you're really going to want to find a swatcher for this that has a similar skin tone to yours, because it is a very, very shifty beast, and it goes from quite a plummy almost red to, or like more like an almost Merlot kind of, over to a very hot red, depending on the lighting and your skin tone. So let's go ahead and get into the second coat for these. So heading back over to the fungal wastes. And yeah, the more I interact with this polish, the more I think it might actually just be my favorite of the whole collection. I really love it. It does vibe very autumn. And I love the flakes. It's so pretty. So there's coat 2. And I really feel like this one does definitely want a third coat, partly to get the amount of like the flake density. Reds are rough. Your eyes and your skin tone rarely agree. Yeah. Yeah, reds are challenging for a lot of people, I think, because it's hard to, first of all, it's hard to know how much your screen is affecting the color, obviously, your perception of the color, but also I find that like your skin tone really seems to affect reds more than other colors. I feel like reds, yellows, and yellowy greens, I think, are the ones that, for me, I really notice looking quite different on different skin tones. And the undertones really make a big difference. Like, I am so much bluer than a lot of people in my undertones. So, all right, second coat of City of Tears, and on the swatch stick, I'm guessing, or swatch wheel, I'm guessing that because it is a clear wheel, I might still want a third coat of it. But on my nails, I definitely was happy with 2 coats for this. I felt like it was more than opaque enough for me to be, satisfied with just 2 coats. I didn't feel like I needed a third one, even with the cat eye style. orange for you as well, Miche. That makes sense, I guess. Especially if it's like, because I mean, you know, yellows are an issue, or reds are an issue. Oranges obviously should be as well. I think for me, because I love all oranges, I'm fine with any orange. Just like I love them all. They make me happy. I love orange. It's one of my favorite colors. Okay, Crystal Peaks second coat. I also think I might do a couple of these over a little bit of black on a second swatch stick, just so that y'all can see sort of the topperability of them. What's a lentil? Gidge, you have a part Maine Coon and a lentil. Okay, now I'm curious too. I mean, I know what a lentil is, but I don't know what a lentil is in terms of cat breeds. Yeah, cat. A lot of the reds that I really like stain a lot as well. There's a specific type of sort of candy apple, vampy sort of red that I'm always drawn to, and they're always the worst stainers. This one's Royal Waterways, so that's second coat there on Royal Waterways. Blue and orange balances as well, yes. I think that's part of why the hotter reds often I prefer the way they look on me. And oranges and yellows. Here's our second coat of Fog Canyon. And I think for some people who prefer a more sheer sort of polish, I know you people are out there who love your visible nail line, who love your ethereal sort of colors. These, you might be perfectly happy with them in 2 coats. But for those of us who are not big fans of visible nail line when it is extreme, a third coat might do the trick for you. Of course, there's always the option of wearing a blurring base. This is our second coat of Queen's Gardens. So I never wear a true blurring base when I do my swatches. I wear the same base that I'm wearing right now, which is a ridge filling base. So if I were to put multiple coats of it, then it would definitely build up and act as a blurring base. But because I keep it thinned out and I only ever apply 1 coat, it does not act as a blurring base for me. Cool reds are weird for you? Yeah. Yeah, I find cool reds, if they're too cool, they're just, I don't like them. I do like vampy, like the ones that are just a tiny, tiny bit into the blue range, but like just a smidge, just enough so that you can't call them a fire engine red. You've learned olive undertones because, or you learned you have olive undertones because purple makeup looks best on you. Interesting. $2,000 hours in. Didn't Colette say she has like 6,000 hours in or something? It's crazy. Okay, second coat of Infected Crossroads. This is one of my other favorites from the collection. Absolutely adored this one. All right, and then the second coat of Grim Troop. And has chat made a decision about what you want me to do on my nails? Am I doing a skittle of all the colors on my nails? Is that your plan for me? Or are we just going to pick a couple to go with? Should I make a poll? I should probably make a poll, huh? All right, let's see. Fingies. Skittle all or pick 1 to 3. You like my idea of the little dude in the grubs? Yeah, I think, but I think we can do that either way. So I don't think that the choice of what we do for my base makes a difference as far as that's concerned. It's just like, do you want to see a Skittle, or do you want to do more of a cohesive, moody nail art with just a couple of the colors? Do Hornet throwing her needle across my nails? I haven't met Hornet yet, so that's how not far into the game I am. I don't know who Hornet is. I literally just started the game a week ago, less than a week ago. I think it was on the weekend I downloaded it. But I can look up reference images, obviously. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna do the third coat now. So fungal wastes here. Everybody go vote in the poll, please. Let me know what you want for the base for my nail art. And there you see, as we build up that third coat, you start to get that really nice density for the flakes, where you're getting beautiful pops of color. Looks like crunchy leaves. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Future Manny idea? I mean, I could do anything in the Hollow Knight universe. I am more than happy to go outside of what I am aware of. Okay. Third coat of City of Tears, even though I don't think it really needs it. As I said, I was quite happy with 2 coats on my nails. Even in the cat eye, which often I find a lot of magnetics need a third coat for cat eye, even if they don't need it for velvet. And then Crystal Peaks. Let's see what this vote is doing. Oh, good. Oh, good. 50-50. Y'all, I need more of you to vote, because there are a lot more people in the chat than people who have voted. Unacceptable. You're allowed to lurk, but you have to promise to vote. You like the effect of the magnetic lying flat under the swatch? Yeah, it's really fun. I wish there was a good way to do that on my nails, but there simply isn't. I mean, not that I couldn't do it at all, but just that I don't have a really easy way to get that effect. And it would only work on my longer nails. Okay, so we just did the third coat of Royal Waterways. And then this is going to be the third coat of Fog Canyon. And I think with the third coat, you really start to see why I love it, despite the purple. Because look at that. Look at that turquoise shimmer. Freaking gorgeous. You were finishing your skincare. You voted. All right. All right. Thank you. And then we have the third coat of Queen's Gardens, the second magnetic here. I really love both of these magnetics. Of course I do. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And you can't really see the shimmer color so well on the screen right now, but I will lift up the whole thing so you can see it. You were going to get only 4, but now you feel like you need them all. Listen, you got to make good decisions for your collection, for your brain, for your bank account, but also for your serotonin levels, right? So you just got to figure out where the sweet spot is for you. I often find that even though I frequently really love entire collections, especially when I love the inspo for them, I am satisfied if I can just get a couple of my top favorites from a collection that I love. Okay. Just going to let that sit for a moment. I have Budgie cleaning herself. Hang on. You can hang on. Let me get the cat's up display. There's my Budgie. What a good girl. This really doesn't want to turn the right way. There, I got her. I'll have a little Budgie smuggler moment. The red is not bad. I really like this red, actually. I didn't do a very good job applying Infected Crossroads. I seem to have sort of missed on my third coat on this one side here, but that's okay. She's looking out the door, or trying to look out the door, because there are sounds happening in the hallway. But she can't see anything, so all she can do is be mildly concerned. Budgie, smuggler, what you doing? Now you're going to turn away? Great. A lovely shot of Budgie's butt. Butt-G. Seriously? Alright. Well, I guess we'll go back to Jammy. Okay. Yeah. It's very precarious. Well, Budgie is constantly concerned about Cinna's whereabouts. Whenever there's a sound, she gets very concerned. Sorry for the moving around. When I move the cat cam, I'm trying to do it without jostling too much, but all right. So let's get back to the nails. And let me give you a little bit closer look at these. So we've got Fungal Wastes, and then City of Tears, Crystal Peaks, and you can see that it is not totally opaque there. Same with Royal Waterways, a little bit translucent. Fog Canyon as well, a little bit translucent. Queen's Gardens, you can see that blue shimmer. It really pops strongly when the light is at an angle. It becomes quite dominant. And then Infected Crossroads, also a little bit sheer still in 3 coats. They look more sheer on this than they will on the nail, if you're not using a clear tip. And then Grim Troop, which is basically completely opaque in 3. But you can see how like that sort of plummy base, you can see it better here, I think, than in my swatch photos, because the lighting in my swatch photos really seems to bring out the shimmer more, except for the outdoor, like the shade and sun photos. So we'll just set that aside, and I'm going to go ahead and close the poll here. Skittle all one. So I think what I will do is do the Skittle across my fingernails, because it's 8 polishes, and then we'll double up something on the thumbs. We'll just choose one for each thumb to go with it. So maybe the magnetics or something, so it doesn't look quite so weird just having, I don't know. Actually, that might be useful if I do like velvet on, for each of the magnetics, do velvet on the whichever finger they're on, but then for the thumbs do with the ring. That might be a good way to do it. Okay, so let's get our fungal wastes down. So first coat, and then I should grab my velvet mag. Hold up. Oh, geez. Okay. I need that, and then I'll use just the bar rather than the ring, because I think the ring is like buried down in behind a thing I've got up to bounce light. Would you like to focus? No? You don't want to focus? Hello? 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 Seriously? Can you please? No, you're not going to do it? Okay. Don't know why it wasn't cooperating there. That's okay. All right, so we'll do velvet here. It really looks like a bejeweled velvet fabric. You know what I mean? Is that just me? I love how sparkly it is. It makes me very happy. I considered doing the beaded style, magnetic style for it, but I feel like that's a little bit annoying to do on a stream, because I can't do anything else while I'm doing it. I have to just sit there and rotate it endlessly. Okay. I just made a mess on myself. 'Cause I'm a classy bitch. Okay. There we go. Get a little cleanup here. Now, the question is, do I do the same magnetic on... So I do this magnetic on this thumb? Or do I do this magnetic on this thumb and the magnetic that's going on this hand on the thumb on this hand? I feel like swapping them is fun. I might swap them. Yeah, I'm going to swap them. I think that's the correct choice. Okay. This kind of, sort of, a little bit kind of worked when I did it while swatching. I have a hard time with using a magnet under my nail. It always works better for me to do it over. But I can get a bit of a line. I find that it's never as good as when I just do it over top. But it is useful for when I'm filming swatches. Just makes life a little bit faster and easier. But I'm thinking I can just like do this, go over after. That actually might have messed it up more because I didn't get the exact right position. So maybe it's better to just do one. I do know how Colette has Beanie. Beanie is perfect and delightful and a wonderful feline. You were delayed. Maymay, hello, welcome. Welcome to my humble Hollow Knight collection swatching stream. Meanwhile, Colette is over on Twitch playing Hollow Knight. And if she is still playing when I am done here, I am 100% switching over to that while I wrap up. Your cat is a dupe of Beanie, so she's a lentil. Okay, all right, I get it. I got it. I like it. That's very cute. All right, so we're doing Queen's Garden on this one. And then on the thumb, it's going to be whatever this one's called. I forget. City of Tears. You know how good I am at remembering names of things and also people. Okay. You are not dead tired from Pokemon Worlds? Impressive. How on earth did you manage that? What, did you actually sleep or something? Her name is Zamar, so you're legally obligated to get this collection eventually. I see. Well, thankfully, Arcana does not do the whole super limited edition thing. They will retire stuff that isn't selling well, but you know, if that happens, it's because it was sitting in their shop for a really long time. So you know, you don't have to rush too hard. They're very good about restocking stuff that sells well, which I am personally a huge fan of. Obviously, you know, if there are like pigment issues or something, there's not much they can do about that. But yeah, they try to restock stuff that people want restocked. Caffeine is your fuel. You transferred all of your tired to cat. Oh my God, 12-hour shifts? That's too much. That's not okay. I don't like that. Yeah, no, they don't they don't do the super limited edition thing, which is really nice. Yeah, 12 hours is idiotic. That's not okay. 12-hour shifts. Yikes. All right, let's see if I can manage to figure out how to do this with my other hand. I'm not used to doing it this way. We'll see if this works or not. If it doesn't, then I'll dig out the ring magnet. Overtime will help with your spending. It will both make it harder for you to spend money because you'll be too busy working constantly, and help you stockpile some money and replenish your bank account from having purchased all the things at Worlds. By the way, May, let me know how much I owe you for that extra pin, because I think you picked that up after I paid you for the other stuff, and shipping when you eventually ship. Any word on price for the collection? I have not heard a price. However, generally speaking, most of their polishes I think are like $13 to $14.50, depending on the formula. So I would anticipate that they would be around that. And historically, they have done a little bit of a discount on the full collection. But yeah, I don't know the exact prices. So I would anticipate something in that ballpark, like $13 to $14.50 each, with a little bit of a discount for the full collection. But yeah, they don't send pricing info. Drink of water. Oh, relax, you. Here, focus on that. The camera really, really, really hates looking at a blank white thing. It has a whole panic attack. Okay. Second coat. So, yeah, this one just makes me so happy. It reminds me of some kind of cool ass rock, but I don't know what kind. Maybe bloodstone or something. Oh, that's right. You're in Soviet Kazakhstan. I forgot about that. I feel like you should be able to get a ballpark idea, though. If you just look at their website, they should be reasonably in line with what the prices are there. Okay. I freaking love this one. Look at it. It's like a freaking gorgeous freaking galaxy. Ugh, it's delicious. It's delicious. All right. Malachite? I don't freaking know, man. Maybe. Does it look like malachite to you? I don't know rocks. I'm not that kind of nerd. I know bugs. It actually reminds me of several beetles, but not the Beatles, but actual beetles. Yeah, I have no idea what malachite looks like. Does malachite look like that? If so, yeah, malachite. I just feel like I've seen a rock that looks kind of like that. My relationship with pretty rocks is, ooh, what a pretty rock. That's it. That's as far as I go. You're still wearing Feeling Sparks from Hollow Taco. It's been on your other hand for a week. I really want that one. But I gotta wait. They need to have a big old sale, and there needs to be several things that I want. But yeah, I want that one. It looks super pretty. Because I don't have enough red magnetics in my life already. I mean, I don't. I legit don't have enough red magnetics in my life. I have several, but several is not enough. Several is just like a start. Because what if I need a slightly different one than the ones that I have? You know? Actually, I think almost all of my red magnetics that I have right now are from Phoenix. Not all of them, but almost all of them. Yeah, diamonds don't make you go, ooh, something interesting, and you might, ooh, that's me. That is 100% me. I don't give a shit about diamonds. I don't understand why anybody does, frankly. I think they're boring. And I don't know why I'm supposed to care about them. But there's a whole lot of really cool rocks that have pretty colors and interesting stuff going on with them. And those, I am here for those. I haven't gotten into learning about them because I have a feeling if I ever start really getting into learning about rocks, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem the way that nail polish and bugs are, which is a pretty big problem. I don't have space to have another problem like that. As a blue girl, you have too many red magnetics. I am not a red girl at all. I have very, very few red polishes compared with everything else. Like, I have a lot of red polishes, but that's only because I have 1,000 polishes, right? So, like, obviously, it would be weird if I didn't have a bunch of red polishes. But compared to, say, my teals, my greens, I have almost nothing in the way of reds. They're just not a color I reach for as a general rule. I'm very much... Teals and greens are my big space that I tend to buy in. I mean, if you saw my PBE haul, it was like 80% teal. Ridiculous. Okay. So, you see what I was saying about having a softer pull on these? Like, you are going to get a line, and you can get a better line than this. I might do a third coat just to, like, show you the ring magnet, because I find, for me, putting this under my thumb does not do a great job. I'm just kind of trying to do this in a way that doesn't take a huge amount of time, because I do want to do some nail art. But I might go ahead and do a third coat just to show you how nice and tight it can be with a better method. Which is still not going to be as tight as some other finer milled magnetics. But I feel like this is kind of like not really a fair example of how it will look if you are doing a good job of it. You went hiking near the Griffith Observatory in California. That sounds nice. Is it like up a mountain? I would assume it is, since observatories are usually high up. After getting parking, it was a hike to get to the observatory and back to the car. That's cool. Okay. Fire opals? Yeah, fire opals are gorgeous. Moonstones are pretty. I'm more like into jaggedy rocks with weird bursts of color. And I tend to prefer them unpolished, uncut, or like minimally polished. He's into observatories, is he, Sonia? Brian always loves shit like that too, of course. Recommend going at night, but it's dark and the path doesn't have a lot of lights. Yeah, I really love Infected Crossroads as well. It's like, it's really beautiful. It's I didn't expect to like it quite as much as I do, and it turned out to be one of my favorites of the collection. I mean, I knew I was going to like it, but I just like it more than I thought. All right. I'm gonna try and grab my ring magnet. Hang on. I really buried it, y'all. Wait, where is it even? Is it not there? I don't even see it. I seem to have lost my ring magnet. Did I leave it? Okay, if I left it on my desk and it fell off of my desk onto the floor, it could be anywhere. I don't see it. Okay, I guess we're moving on without my ring magnet, and I'm just going to have to tear the whole place apart later to find it, because I cannot live without it. Oh, I just found it. I found it. I'm a genius. Do you want to see what I did while I was fiddling? I think I was like watching Colette's stream, and I stuck it, I just put it on top of my base coat for absolutely no reason, and I never do this. I never leave them on my polish. And yet, just really trying to mess myself up here tonight, apparently. Okay. So we'll get our second coat on here. And this is my preferred method with a bar magnet or a ring magnet over the nail, because I can get it so much closer to the nail and it gives me better results. Use another magnet to find it. That would have worked well. Yeah, it's like a perfect fit, and I never put them there, so I have a strip. So I have a big sheet on the wall behind my desk where all of my magnets pretty much live. They used to live on my lamps, but then I changed my lamps and also have way too many magnets now. And so I actually have multiple metal panels up on the wall behind my desk to hold all my magnets. But I discovered that I can bounce a little bit of light and just soften the shadows up just a little bit. If I have a little mirror on that wall, sort of aimed down a little bit, but it completely covers up my magnet panel. So if I'm doing something where I want that bounce light, I don't get to have access to my magnets. Okay, so now you can see a little better. That's sort of, so when I say it's a softer magnetic line, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a good, strong magnetic pull, but you're just not going to get quite as crisp and thin a line as you will with a very, very finely milled magnetic pigment. And I do want to do a third coat with the ring magnet, now that I've found it, of Queen's Garden, so you can also see that. what that looks like with it actually being properly magnetized and not half-assed underneath my nail in a method that I know never works properly for me. You also love this particular magnet so much? Me too. This is my go-to for everything. I use this and velvets 99.9% of the time if I'm magnetizing. It's this ring or the little 3D printed magnet holders that I have that Ray diligently procrastinating designed the files for. All right. Just want to hold it long enough to make sure that this is not going to disappear too quickly on us. Especially since I've got 3 coats on here. It needs a little extra time. I still need to get my stepdaughter to make a proper version of my bead magnet casing. Okay, so there's Queen's Garden with the ring magnet. Again, a soft pull. It's not that it doesn't pull well. It's very responsive. It pulls right away, but it's going to give you a very soft line. It's not going to give you a super crisp line, okay? This one's a little crisper, but still not as much as a very finely milled magnetic pigment will be. So you know what to expect. All right, third coat. I don't need the third coat for the magnetics, so I'll just set these off to the side here. Close up the magnetics. We'll do a third coat for the other polishes and then start on some nail art. So I'm feeling like might just do the little night guy on this middle nail here, and then maybe some little other either background stuff or sluggies or something on the other nails. I don't know. I don't want to do like a 3-hour nail art session here. I'll tell you that much. So we want to keep it a little bit simple, but I am sort of excited to do a couple of characters or something. Can we talk about how fucking cute Royal Waterways is too? I really like this one, and it is a bit sheer. I don't know how easy it is for you to tell. It looks opaque in some angles, but it's definitely a little sheer. If the shimmer is not in the forefront, you are going to see some visible nail line, and that's 3 coats. But I really, really love this color. I just think it's so pretty and soft. I love the whole collection, honestly. I really like them all. They make me happy. Okay. And then get over to Fog Canyon here. Get our third coat down on here. I'm already 1 hour in, Sassy, so I don't want to do 3 hours of nail art. A 3-hour stream, maybe, but not 3 hours of nail art, because that would make it a 4-hour stream. And I do need to eat at some point. Gidge, it is not your fave of the collection. You mean Royal Waterways? That's okay. It doesn't have to be your fave. I really like it. Does not red ever have a chance of being your favorite? Is Gidge into red? I feel like Gidge is decidedly not into red. Am I incorrect about that? Help me out here. City of Tears is gorgeous, and Infected Crossroads, yes. So Infected Crossroads, that's this one here. That orange is really coming out. That coppery color is really coming out in this lighting. The blue is like much more dominant from my angle, and so from my angle, I am getting the denim background. I'm and much more than I'm getting the copper tones. Copper tones. Gidge loves red. Okay. You've been told that purple is Gidge's color, but some say that is a lie. All right. Well, I'm sorry that this collection doesn't have very much red for you, but at least it's got one. And I think it's a pretty nice one. Purple is famously my least favorite color, which is not to say that I never like purples. It just means that they have to try a little harder to make me like them. They got to work at it. Purples need to earn my love. Blues, teals, greens, they get it by default. They just get to have the love without having to do anything. Okay. Should we put some top coat on before we start doing nail art? I feel like we should. That red is your perfect red shade. It's a really interesting red because it is very, very shifty. I was talking about this a little bit earlier, but yeah, you were here. You were here at the beginning. It's such an interesting red because that, like, I was surprised at how much plummier it looked in like the like in the shade and in my my sunshine photos, and in my studio photos it's like very like straight ahead red. It's a reddy red in my studio photos. And I do like, I feel like that's accurate, that it is both of those, like both of those are true, just depends on the lighting. There's even times where I found that it almost had like it almost took on a bricky sort of quality in certain lighting. Not quite all the way to brick, but like it was giving brick vibes in certain lighting conditions. So just a really kind of a chameleon of a red. And hard to photograph because of that. You pretty much like every color but purple? Yeah, Sonia. May you need to go no-buy for a bit? Yeah. I am solidly on a no-buy right now. I'm struggling. I am really struggling with my no-buy at the moment. But most of the stuff that I desperately, deeply desire is from brands that I know are going to be keeping those things around for a bit. So, like Fauve's Van Gogh 2.0 collection. Ooh, I want some of those. And Voyage Hughes just came out with a new super cute Monarch-inspired solar thermal that's a charity polish. But that, I think, is going to be sticking around as well. Voyage Hughes doesn't tend to do the FOMO marketing either, which is really nice. They tend to keep things around. So that I want to pick up once my no-buy is over. What else? There's a couple of BKLs that I'm probably going to have to miss out on because they do the FOMO marketing, unfortunately, and I'm just not going to be able to get my hands on them probably. But I'm just going to be okay with that. You didn't mind purple until you met the purple people? I really feel that, Sonia. I feel like the like aggressiveness with which purple people love purple has like pushed me further away from purple. But then swatching has like kind of reeled that back in a little bit because I am swatching plenty of purple polish, and some of it, I have to admit, looks really nice once I get it on my nails. I would be unlikely to purchase it because of my anti-purple bias, but it is pretty, so, you know. Yeah, I'm also very particular about purples. You like them really blue leaning? I think that's my preference as well. Oh yeah, Manuscript. That's right. Manuscript has some very cute new plates. I was eyeballing some cute new plates that they had, and I heard that they're doing some stamping polishes now too, which is also very exciting. But I have to be good. Especially because like right now I have so much nail polish on my desk. All the PVE stuff I bought, plus Ray brought me some, and Alyssa brought me some, and like, yeah, it's too much. I have too much. And all this watching, it's awful. Sonia, you just get some ILNP? Yeah, Maymay's a big fan of purples. You hate purple and pink? I am good with some pinks, but not others. Yeah, I'm picky with pinks. I find a lot of the time, because I'm so pink, like, I'm a pink person. I'm extremely pink. So a lot of the time for me, pinks just kind of blend in too much. Like lighter pinks are just like, welp, that's my skin. But I do really like hot pinks. I'm very into like eye-searing fluorescent, like neon pinks. Love that shit. Yeah, needing to use the PBE stuff is really a big problem right now. You're being very good considering two of your favorite colors are getting bashed today. Nobody's bashing your favorite colors. We're just expressing our personal preferences, that's all. Bunket, you embrace your pinkness. You want to buy pinks more than you want to wear them? I think that's valid. Don't tell Linry she will collect your skin. Oh, does Linry collect pinks too much? Do I need to be concerned? I feel like Linry doesn't really need to be told how pink I am. If she's ever looked at one of my swatches, she should be able to tell instantly for herself how pink I am. Ah, shit. Like, it's not difficult, especially if you see my swatches next to other people's swatches. You're like, wow, she's really pink. Yeah, light pink on me is just my skin tone. It's just like, blah. You don't like purple clothing, but you really enjoy purple nail polish? I get that. I feel like there's a lot of like context dependent color preferences that I have. I don't think I've ever owned a piece of purple clothing. I don't wear purple. But there are some purple nail polishes that I have that I absolutely adore and wear, you know, with some regularity. So yeah, it's context dependent. And like, I basically don't really own any pink clothing either, but I do dye a streak of my hair pink, so, you know. Oh no, Gidge, is your list growing? I'm sorry. ILNP has a polish with your literal name on it. Really? Not the full name, I assume. What's the brand? Is it Zoya that has like all the names, the polishes that are just like names? I feel like that's a Zoya thing. And I looked up, they have a Peggy polish and I hate it. It's really ugly. It made me sad to see it. I was like, I don't really expect Zoya to be making, you know, teal polishes that I would adore, but it did make me sad that Peggy was like a very sad, I can't remember if it was like pinky or, I think it was something pinky. It was gross though. You have a purple sweater for Halloween. Interesting. What is the costume? Like, are you Gengar? What are you? Are you Barney? What do you dress up as that you have a purple sweater for? Linry is on a quest to collect polishes people mention or are their skin tone, or polishes that give them mannequin hands. Interesting. Just the first name, Sonia? Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like your full name would be difficult. Zoya's polished with your name sucks, Bonket. Zoya doesn't have your name, Gidge? Damn. Maybe it's for the best, though. Like, I feel like it would be worse if they have your name and you hate it, right? Was it Peggy or Margaret? I don't remember, Sassy. It was ugly. It might have been Margaret. I don't recall. I just remember that I hated it. Polished Mess, your name from Zoya is discontinued. It was a wine purple red. I feel like they're all like red, pink, purple, nude range. Like all of the named ones seem to be so generic. Oh, yeah, that's right, Sonia. I didn't even think of that. It does make sense that they would be red. That's very funny. Zoya Margaret is a medium tone apple red cream. Yeah. Yeah, a warm red cream doesn't sound like something I would enjoy. I don't recall if that was the one that I had looked up and found or not, but all right, so we are skittled and we are top coated and we are ready to do some art. So let's take a quick cat break while I grab my my cremes for nail art. You forgot that she has your government name? May. Zoya has you as a purple glitter. They knew you. My goodness. That's perfect for you. Okay. I think I can just do this all with just black and white. Can't I? I feel like I can. I feel like I can just use black and white for the art, and it should work quite nicely. They have Gidget. Quick cat break is a tongue twister. Oh no, you told people about my nail art? I haven't even done much Pokemon nail art. I've done almost none. What have I even done for Pokemon nails? I did Snom. I recreated Dusk's nails with Snom. I did one of the evolutions for you. Which one did I do? Now I can't remember. Oh no. May. That's all right. They don't know me. Gidget is Gidget a rusty orange mustard with beige undertones in a full coverage cream formula? Is that Gidget? Because that makes sense. That sounds like it could be a nice color, though. I would not be surprised how many nail nerds were there, to be honest. I feel like there's nail nerds in every possible subculture. We're everywhere. Espion, yes, that's the one I did for you. Did you hate it? All right, hang on. Let me go look at it. Zoya Gidget. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, no, it's awful. It's like I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, that's not a good color. It's too light. Is the problem. Oh, it looks beautiful on Nicole though. Fuck. This is the problem, right? These kinds of colors. I feel like this is just not a color for pale people. I think that's the problem. I think it's just one of those colors that does not work on pasty people. It's a questionable color. It's beige as fuck. But look at it on Nicole, right? Like they have one of Nicole's photos, swatch photos of that is like one of my top image results, and it looks fucking gorgeous on her. But it looks more orange on her. Like it's like tangerine. And on all the white people, it's like fucking gross beige caramel. Looks like a shitty designer purse. A knockoff of a designer purse. Not bright enough to be mid-century modern, not dark enough to be cottage, yes. Yeah, I agree, Ashley. Nicole does make everything look good. Honestly. Such a problem. Okay. Let us... Oh, you're on the website? Yeah, no, I just went to Google. I just looked up Zoya Gidget and looked at the image tab. Okay, so nail art. Let me go back to this view. And I think I found this file earlier. So, just gonna get this down here so that you can see my reference. And so there's this cute little action pose here. There's a bunch of different characters. This is a cute little action pose too. I like this. And then there's just standing there. So I don't know. What do you think? Should we do just standing there? Should we do a cute little jumpy action pose? Or like this one. This one's very dynamic. I feel like this or this will be good. Ray, you're looking on the Zoya website and they have jade, but it's red. Interesting. Oh, Linry was saying she wished she had Nicole's skin in a bottle for nail art. I mean, valid. Nicole has never found a polish that was her exact skin tone. Well, I feel like it's a lot easier to find your exact skin tone in a nail polish if you're a pasty ass person, because it's easier to find everything for your skin tone when you're a pasty ass person. Yes, Torty Whisperer, I'm one of those able to freehand paint fancy stuff people. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this one. I'm thinking this one here. So I'm going to do a poll. We'll call it standing there. Standing, or this one's going to be thrust. So the poll is going to be stand or thrust. Start poll. Please vote. This one here is thrust, and this one here is stand. I will do one or the other. Him standing there looks so sassy. I do not disagree. The worst kind of nail art. The best freehand kind. Listen, Some of us enjoy hurting ourselves in very specific ways by doing nail art, okay? It's what I love. It looks like people pretty much want the action pose, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Because I don't think that the standing pose is coming back from that. No chance of duping this nail art. I mean, you could. You just have to, you know, either get good or find a plate. Plates exist, I'm sure. I bet there's a stamping plate version of this. That's not gonna... All right, I want it to be a little bit bigger, but it doesn't want to be a little bit... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh shit, I lost it. There it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. The pain you bring yourself. You volunteered to be on a third committee at the board meeting last night. What is wrong with you? Yeah, you could print a sticker. And there's like, you can make your own water slide decals and stuff. There's so many incredibly valid, wonderful ways to get art on your nails. This is my way that I generally prefer, although sometimes I'm like, I stamp as well. I find actually, I haven't tried water slide decals yet, but nail stickers for me have just been so difficult to use. I have not managed to make those work for me very well. I think there's a real art to that. All right, so I'm thinking he's going to be on the middle nail. And try and keep this centered reasonably well for you, but if I start drifting, I'm going to apologize in advance. All right, let's see. So he's going to be kind of a big-headed little nugget of a guy. Sort of got a weird little squart. Compressed head. No chin. I don't know what this guy is supposed to be. It kind of reminds me of some stag beetles, but also extremely not, so. All right. You need to figure out how to do circle magnetic effect. Easy peasy. I can show you that. Or you can watch that. Oh, did I take that stream down? I think I might have taken that one down because it was... Yeah, I can show you. All right. That's close. It's not quite right. I think that comes a little bit more that way. There we go. I'm not going to worry too much about getting him absolutely perfect because I feel like the art that I see of this character is very dynamic and kind of the proportions change a little bit in different art of him, and I think I'm okay with that. All right, so there's our head shape. Yeah, so the basic thing with getting the good circle, so if you have the small circle magnets, hang on. So if you have the small circle magnets that are on the end of the standard wand. If that goes on one side of the nail, you'll get a circle, but it won't be a really tight circle. If you want the really tight circle, you want something on the other side. So one thing you can do is have something like a ring magnet on one side and this on the other side, and then they have to be like basically so that the small one is basically in the center of the big one. That will give you a nice tight ring. If you have the larger disc, circular disc magnets, like this kind of thing, put that underneath and this on top. And depending on whether they are pushing away from each other or attracting each other, you'll get different effects. So worth experimenting a little bit on that. If they are attracting each other, obviously use caution. But yeah, those will give you nice tight circular effect. Yeah, depending on the size of the one, because I find some of them are a little bigger than others. The smaller that circle magnet is, the better. But it's going to depend on the size of your nails. So you like ones less than half that diameter, yeah. And if you have the like really small ones and they're very strong, you don't necessarily need something underneath them to get a decent circle. I think part of the problem is that if you're just using like this size and you're putting it close to the nail, there's so much like fall off because of the curvature of your nail that it tends to sort of give you more of a fuzzy oval. But if you have another magnet underneath it that's sort of helping to shape the field a bit more, then that helps. Okay, so we have our little skull dude's head. Yeah, definitely. I'm totally with Torty Whisperer here. Play with shapes you can make with tiny discs and bars. You can use poster putty, but also if you really want to go next level, get just like a sheet of metal that is made for attaching magnets to, like, you know, because they make these things for just like posting up whatever. So they're often like, this one's self-adhesive. I haven't removed the backing from the sticky part, but yeah, I'll like arrange magnets on one of these to like mess around with different designs. So I have like these little square ones and different, I've done different arrays of these. These gave me some really cool stars, which you can't do with just the star shape alone. So yeah, playing with magnets on some kind of a base that will keep them sort of solidly attached and in place is good. Putty tins are the top of a glass jar. Yep. Glass jar, as long as it's one of the ferromagnetic ones, would work very, very well. Are you gonna focus again, or are we doing this again? We're doing this again. And all the cats went away. What's happening here? Why did all the cats go away? What are you all doing? I think they think that something is happening downstairs because Brian is down there having human food and we are not focusing. Are you gonna, come on. Can you please? Can you please? There we go. All right. Yeah, Jammy jumped down. Budgie followed shortly after. They're both just sitting on the floor now. I don't know what they want. Okay, so next thing, we will lay out the body. So he's kind of a squat little guy. So I think we'll go... It's got a nice little arc there for that 1 foot. And then this goes up a fair bit. All right, I'm gonna bring you out a little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep myself centered and also in focus and also not behind the reference image, but it's challenging, y'all. All right. I'll go like this. Got a little knee. You came home to all the cats today, Mei Mei. They were all waiting for you. They must have missed you. I can't say I blame them, what with the trip to California and the 12-hour days. They've been abandoned and neglected, those poor, poor creatures. Okay, so I feel like this knee needs to come up a little bit more. And that, I don't have quite the right shape there, but I think I can tweak it a little bit. So, and this is why we top coat before we start the nail art, so that I can use a cleanup brush to just slightly tweak the lines if I'm not totally happy with where they ended up. That's a little better. There we go. Okay, much better. They had grandparents. Oh, you showed them the Mario Manny? That's cute. Oh, Bonket, you got the weird things for the gel that you put them on the end of a magnet and they're just like a metal clip thing. I was wondering if those worked. Okay, let's go ahead and get his little weird eyes in here. I wonder if this would be easier with a dotting tool, but I'm a little worried about placement. He has such big eyes. Don't know if those are quite big enough. We'll have to get the second one in and then see how we're doing. All right. I might need my smaller brush for this. I don't know. We'll see. This one is developing. It's finally starting to be slightly less good than it was when it was brand new. It's developing a little bit of a curve in the tips. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I think we're okay there. Jimmy and Musumbi being orange menaces together. The heart magnets do not work, eh? That's unfortunate. Jammy is not back. That is Budgie Smuggler. Okay, next we need to do his little cape, which is going to be a sort of dark charcoal-y color. It's okay. They don't know or care when people on the internet mix them up. They don't even seem to care when I mix them up, and I do mix them up, so I think it's fine. All right. So we get, let's see, this weird little noodly cape. We got part of it going that way and part of it going that way. I'm probably going to need to add some detail, some like shading into this to get it to look right. In fact, I might just kind of do that as I go along by leaving some less mixed pigment. So just so you sort of see what I'm doing here, I had completely mixed a gray, but now what I've decided I'm going to do is like have like a partially mixed area, and I'm going to be sort of dipping into parts that are not fully mixed to try and get a little bit of variation in my cape color. And then I can go in and add some details, but it's just gonna kind of give me a little bit of starting variation in the gray so that it's not just all one tone, if that makes sense. So I basically have like multiple colors on the brush at the same time. And that's going to make my life a little bit easier for adding shadow and highlight. And I don't have to manually add every single shadow and highlight. I can have some of it be just sort of built in a little bit. All right. It's hard to tell how well y'all can see what's going on here. I feel like it's a little bit challenging with the lighting. But I think that is pretty much his little cape. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a highlight along here, I think. Okay. There, that's a little better, I think. Okay. Now, his little weapon is a lighter gray. So we will mix that, and then we'll add some detail in black after that. Noodly cape is so cute. Wait, yes, they all have Candy last names and Mafia first names. But Jimmy Butterscotch was such an inspired name, honestly. And he's so cute. Okay, so this weapon is going to kind of come out this way. And we can't really see a whole lot of it, actually. All right. You're going to vote for this finger in matte, except make the cape glossy. That's an interesting idea. It would add some visual texture that could be interesting. Okay. So we need some, I think I need my my super fine detailer for this part. Because I want to have some like really fine lines for the weapon, because it's got some like little sort of crackly, I'm not sure what this is actually, but it's got lines in it, so I'm adding lines. And I should probably add the lines to him as well, huh? I don't know. What do you think? Should I leave his skull unlined or should I line it? It might be better to leave it unlined. It might be safer to leave it unlined. Budgie left again? Where did Budgie go? Oh, she's beside me on the floor now. Cats would like to leave the studio. But I don't know where Cinna is. So it's not safe for Budgie Smuggler. Okay. You think unlined? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. All right, so now there's, I think we don't have any of the little, oh my God, look at this fella. Look at this fella. Who is that? Who is this gentleman? Someone explain to me who this gentleman is. Is this... He doesn't look like an enemy. He looks like a friend. Do I need to put this fella on my nails? I feel like I need to put this fella on my nails. I love him. Grub Daddy. I think he has to go on my nails. Caterpillar Grampy. Yeah, I think this is a done deal. This fine fellow has to go on my nail. Do I put him? I guess I'll put him on this nail. Grub Daddy. Y'all fucking nasty. I can't help it, man. The word daddy to me, like, unless it's literally a toddler saying it, is just... I cannot. All right. Yeah, it's definitely everything's very bug coded in the game, for sure. I am confident that they had bugs in mind. Nothing is an actual bug, but everything is very bug coded. So, are you refusing? Okay, there we go. That's better. All right, so let's. This guy is such a little dick. Wait, do I want him facing that way though, or do I want him facing the other way? I feel like he should be facing the knight. So. Let's flip him. Oh God, I don't know if I have the brain power to flip him right now, so I might just hold up. Hold. Please hold. Put this in there. Let us crop. Thank you. And then let us flip, edit. How do I am not used to, wait, image rotation, flip horizontal. There we go. And let's size this up while we're at it. Let's go that much bigger. That's pretty good. Okay. We'll save that. And then, oh, hello, sir? Sir? Oh, I made him too big. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Let's do that. Save him again. Hold on. The chaos. The chaos. Okay, I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Close that. Are we good? We're good. Okay, we're good. We're good. Look at that fella. Yeah, daddy feels weird unless you're talking to a pet or a child. And honestly, I feel like book talk has just absolutely destroyed the word daddy in a way that makes it like really hard for me to accept it at all anymore. Like it's immediately upsetting to my brain to hear the word or to see it written. And that is why I will never own a scrub daddy. It's too gross. Also, is it just me or is this guy kind of a little penis? Like it's just a stubby little penis with a face? He is, right? It's not just me. I mean, I love him, but he is a stubby little penis with a face. All right, and then on this side, get a little hint of a bum off to the side there. Perfect. Seems to have a sort of a, I think this is just a leg, but it looks like a tail, which is kind of cute. Do you read too? Yeah, I'm not on TikTok either, but it somehow manages to make its way into everything. And I blame BCB Lacquers, Alyssa, Colette, who else? I'm blaming a few people. Nicole, oh my God, Nicole's entire, no, it's not okay. These people, they bring the things into my world, and they destroy things for me, and then I have to know about them, and it's not okay. All right, we got some little arms, some cute little arms. Nicole's whole like Twilight thing. Like Twilight stuff shows up on my recommendations through no fault of my own because of my interaction with Nicole and people on Nicole's Discord. He is phallus shaped. He totally is. You hoard the spicy fanfics? Listen, I'm not judging anyone who's into the spice. It's fine. I don't have a problem with any of the spice. It's all good. It's just specifically the book talk stuff that I don't need that in my life. I think is the thing. Okay, so let's put some pale part in here. He's got his little tummy. He is very much like a little caterpillar grandpa, though. And I think that's a cuter way to think of him than being like a squirt penis. But also, he is kind of a squirt penis, so, I'm not going to judge if you think of him that way. I definitely see it. At no point in my life have I ever been an innocent sort of person. I'm fairly certain I was pretty much born with the brain of a 13-year-old boy, so. Okay. The thirst is unreal on actual book talk, yeah. Yeah, I think the stuff that makes it into Instagram is pretty tame. But I still don't necessarily need it, in my life. Because if I want to read that stuff, I'll just read that stuff. And honestly, the real problem for me is that most of it is not the kind of stuff that I would read. Smut, yes. That kind of smut, absolutely not. Like all of the like popular tropes are things that I don't want anywhere near me. Okay, he's got some eyebrows. I think I need this little part to be a little bit paler. Looks like his little chin. And then it'll be a little darker in the area just on either side of it. Oh, okay. We're starting to get a little goopy here, unfortunately, so I think I'm going to have to switch to my finer brush and also start to employ some more thinner here. This is a good be right back real quote. It is funny when people talk about it fully acknowledging how ridiculous it is. Yes, I agree with that. I just, I feel like there's a lot of real toxic shit happening in that whole world that I don't need near me. I'm happier without the like, the real darker parts where, people are misunderstanding, things like BDSM and glorifying just actual abuse and all of that sort of thing. And like so many of the like things that seem to be popular are literally just men that are controlling and abusive and women that are fucking impossible and nobody talks to each other. And for me, that's not, there's nothing sexy about that. It doesn't make me want to engage with the material in any way. It's just like, okay, so you're wildly unhealthy. You don't know how to have conversations. And the sex is not written well most of the time. So what am I here for? Like if you're gonna be writing bad relationships, you should at least be writing good smut, And they're not. They're just writing boring smut with bad relationships. I'm not here for that. I'm a picky bitch, okay? I'll say it. That's fine. I don't mind admitting it. Picky about my smut. Speaking of smut, is that next week's stream or the week after? It might be the week after. Just as a heads up. This fine fella is difficult to paint, let me tell you. He is low contrast. This, sir, is a challenge. He's very detailed, very low contrast. And I should have known better than to try to paint him, but I really wanted to because he is such a compelling fella. Yeah, exactly. I'd like some, if you're going to put BDSM in your books, make it with healthy practices. It's just as sexy, sexier, in fact. And all the toxic, like, just lack of communicating with each other bullshit is just, like, if I want that, I can just be in a bad relationship, right? Like, that's not a fantasy. That's just my ex. All right. I think he's good enough. What do you think? Can you tell who he is? I think I've got a couple of spots I want to touch up a little bit, but that went out too far. This is too high up. Hang on, let me clean this up a little. But I feel like that looks like him. I think it's good enough. Yeah, been there, done that is exactly it. That's the thing. Okay. I made him small because he is small. I guess he could have been bigger, but I just felt like he's a small fella, Like, I feel like he was already small compared to everybody else on that sheet. He was one of the littler guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I'm done though. We've done 2 hours. And we've done a little bit of nail art. I think it's pretty good. What do y'all think? Are we good? You think his belly needs a bit more chub? But he's not really a very chubby fella. I guess he could be a little chubbier. Let me see. Let me just bring this out a little bit. I think if I bring the pale part out a little bit, that'll chub him up a bit. Oh no, my polish is too thick. I'm making him chubbier for you, Ray. There. He is just a little guy. Okay. Better now? We're good? We're the correct level of chub? Okay, let's get some seal glaze over top of these so that we can top coat them. And then, hey, is Colette still streaming? Is she still playing Hollow Knight? Does somebody have her on another window? Because if she is, then I think I might pop over there to watch her play while I take photos of this. Seriously, y'all aren't watching her play while also watching me do nails? Yes, she's still live? Cool. I feel like if I had a little more energy, I would paint some of the background stuff, but I'm a little tired, and I feel like this is enough for tonight. It's amazing how much the seal glaze clouds everything up, though, eh? While it's wet. It's gonna dry out real quick, but that's okay, May May. You're forgiven. I just figured somebody here would be watching both at the same time. Because I probably would be if I wasn't actually streaming. You're allowed to focus on one thing, and I appreciate that you chose me. But also, I'm excited to go watch Colette play. I also love this collection. I think it's ridiculously cute. And I just like the only polish in it that is not pretty like super tuned to my tastes is the mauve one. Everything else is like that is a polish that I would make for myself. I would like if I was trying to make a collection that sort of defined my tastes, it would probably look very similar to this. It might include some more prugly greens, but yeah, this is like very much in my happy place. So I'm delighted. I am delighted that Arcana did this. Sonia, you have 4 streams going on? Oh my goodness. She is, Sassy has said it. Colette MSLP. She's on Twitch. I think she's actually on YouTube as well, right? Does she do both? I feel like she does both. Like she does the thing where you stream in both places at the same time. Is that right? Anyway, if you don't already follow her, you should, because she does fun nail stuff as well as gaming streams. And she's cool. And she's very chill. And she has a good kitty named Bean. Yeah, she's been on YouTube forever. Yeah. She's like one of the OG nail nerds. If she does both, we can raid her. I don't think... She doesn't stream on YouTube. She streams on Twitch. Oh, okay. She uploads her VODs for nail art. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She did get a puppy. I heard about the puppy. I haven't seen the puppy, but I heard about the puppy. Are you dry enough yet? I'm going to tell you, this stuff, it says that you're supposed to... This is DRK Steel Glaze. It's my smudge-free top coat of choice. It says you're supposed to wait half an hour after applying before you put your top coat on, and I have literally never waited more than 10 minutes. And it's never been a problem. So I don't know why they think you need to wait half an hour. Like, I guess if you're in a really humid area and you put it on thick, maybe that would be a thing. But yeah, I've never had an issue just painting my top coat over it as soon as it's like dry to the touch. Okay, and then I was supposed to do matte on this nail with the cloak in gloss, right? I think that was the plan. Yeah, half an hour is crazy. I can't imagine. Like, if I touch it and it doesn't feel particularly tacky, I think that's fine. It's fine. It's going to be a little bit tacky. And like, if it's, pretty humid, then I can see it taking a lot longer to dry. But I don't understand why they tell you have to wait that long. I am going to give it a minute before I add the matte top coat, though, because I don't want to end up with problems from being impatient. You know how I am. I think I can probably remove that now. There we go. Okay. Oh, what the heck? I'm impatient. It's fine. Yeah, I wonder, like, what kind of testing did they do to decide that it needed to be half an hour? I mean, aren't they based in Brazil, though? Like, maybe the area they're in is super humid? I don't know. I know Brazil is huge and has multiple different sort of biomes, but part of it is rainforesty, so maybe they're wherever they are based has higher humidity or something. It's the only thing I can think of because I can't imagine waiting half an hour. It seems crazy. All right, so we're doing the cape in gloss. It's an interesting choice. I feel like I probably would have done the opposite, but I'm not mad at it. So we'll just give this a minute to dry a bit. And then I should actually clean this while I am waiting for that, and then I don't have to do it later. Right, Budgie? All of the cats are just like sitting around in here. And by all of the cats, I mean all 2 of the ones that are in here are just sitting here staring at me. Expectant. I don't know what they want from me. Oh, I can't do the opposite. It's too late. Yeah, I think it's correct anyway because I think the head needs to be matte. All right, so I'm going to try and do this in a way that gives it some highlighting and texture without necessarily totally covering the whole cape. So trying not to connect the wet lines. Give them a chance to dry down a little bit before they touch each other, if that makes sense. So that they don't just run together in clumps. There we go. So I'm kind of just highlighting some spots along the cape. Sort of using it more for texture than for actual gloss. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, they want to be let out. Definitely. You have a cat who really wants to be held about 15 minutes after you start doing nails. Thankfully, neither one of my girls wants to be close to the nail stuff because it's stinky. But Jammy Dodgers sometimes likes to sit behind my butt on the chair. And Budgie is just weird. She does not like to be on a lap. She does not like to be held in any way, shape, or form. But she does sometimes crawl up, especially when I'm in bed, and just like sort of lean against my shoulder on the one side. And I have to pet her precisely the correct amount in precisely the correct way. Or she will leave in a huff. And be quite upset with me. So. Oh, she thinks you being at your desk means you're leaving the house soon? That is so cute. Okay. So, there's my little dude and his little slug daddy. I am massively in love with this entire collection. and I hope that you like it as well. And if you don't, then it's not my problem because I didn't make it. But yeah, it's going to be available tomorrow at arcanalacquer.com. And there's the swatch wheel, so you can see the full collection all in one place. So arcanalacquer.com, I think it's at 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe is their usual launch time. If you're not, if I'm incorrect about that, they will have the information on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure they usually do 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. And I think they're doing some restocks as well at the same time. I don't know what's restocking, but they usually do restocks with a launch. So if there was something from a previous one that you wanted to grab that had sold out, there's a good chance you'll be able to pick that up at the same time. That's it. And thank you for hanging out and helping me choose my nail art. And this was super fun, and I really like how it came out. So I'm gonna go take some photos while watching Colette play Hollow Knight now. Everybody have an awesome night. Don't forget to do the subscribing and the liking and all of that sort of thing that that helps the channel, because that would be cool. I would like that. Don't know what I'm doing next week, but I am here streaming every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, usually 2 to 3 hours, depending on what I'm doing and how much energy I have. So if you have suggestions for next week's stream, let me know what you want me to do, and we'll play around with some stuff. All right.